database systems for all kinds of things, but we can't tell you what they are because you don't have the security clearance yet. Nervous yet? Yeah, so it was like, okay, well, yeah, okay, we'll do this. And then what ended up happening within a week, they said, okay, we're ready to go. And it was a fantastic, got a new job, this is really great. Come to find out, they have a proprietary CMS. Now, how many of you have gone ahead and walked into something where it's either like hand-coded or it's a CMS that this one here, they don't even know who the original owner was. You know, there's so many generations back in employees that they don't even know who really originally built this thing. And so it was, some people could feel a little bit comfortable with changing things on the site, but you didn't want to change too much because who knows what was going to happen and nobody was there to fix it. So, so they were definitely on impulse power. There was no way to go and get the warp drive on this. So anyway, they were absolutely wonderful to work with. But at the same time, it's something very different for us, that having a pre-established budget. Oh, by the way, some high muckety-muck went ahead, and they're recording this too, official. Some high official had promised some other high official that they would have a brand new website in January. January 15th it passed. I laughed. They didn't. Seriously. I can't make this stuff up. So I said, so how do you want to do this? They said, let's get your designer working before we go ahead and actually start the process. And we'll get the design, and we'll have you apply the design to the old CMS so that we implement the Drupal site, it'll look kind of the same. You know, actually, I thought that was brilliant. I mean, if that was the hoop they had to jump through, they redefined the hoop a little bit, and there they go. Okay, I can live with that. Okay, so security clearances. Anybody have a security clearance here? Yeah. So the process of getting security clearance is that you have to go ahead and fill out all this paperwork, then you have an interview, and then they do an investigation, they come back and see whether you made it or not. Okay. Well, and they say the worst thing in a security clearance interview is you've got to make sure 100%, tell the truth on everything and divulge everything, because the worst thing that can happen is that they find something that you didn't divulge. You know, doesn't matter that you maybe did some things that you weren't proud of in your life, but you say them. And so this person who's doing the interview is now your Catholic priest. You know, you're in confession. And when I'm doing through my security clearance, just because of my demographic, the woman across the table says, all right, do you have any tattoos shown or hidden that could be construed as gang related? And then she laughed. I guess I looked pretty innocent. The answer was no, but still. Caleb was asked if he had ever sniffed glue. So anyway, now understand, any designers in the room? Okay, designers are there to think outside the box, right? Wow, I never thought of doing it that way. That's really great. Some of them get thrown out, and some of them get used, right? These people make the box. Okay? So when we found that they were so easy and easy to please as far as design is concerned, because their expectation, we did this and wow, that's really great. Could you do this? Great, then we're done. I mean, I've got another project that we spent 2 months and went through about 80 to 100 different comps. You know, and I'm not sure they still like it. You know, it's one of those. So anyway, so we actually got this design, and then now our company only does development. We contract out designers, Drupal designers, because we use them and they go away, and then we bring them back in and such. So any Drupal designers out there, let's form a relationship. I might be able to go ahead and use you on projects, but. Our designer that we chose, who already did the work, was extremely honest. He failed the security clearance. And so she couldn't actually work there. She already did. I paid her. I went ahead and paid her, and I went ahead and said, look, you did the work. you know, here, and we used her design. Now they went ahead and actually applied the design to the existing site, and then we took it, Drupalized it, and used it further. So, so that was all well and good. Now then, the other thing that, as a project manager for this, as soon as we got the contract, that it was like having an ugly boyfriend, ladies. It was like he wanted to smother you. Okay, that as soon as we got the project, they wanted 100% of anything named Monarch. We just got another contract I've been working on for months to build 80+ sites for this organization. And so, you know, it turns to be, it's feast or famine, a juggling act. It worked out okay. End of June has 3 more working days left. Interestingly enough, unlike contracts, we just leave. You know, whether it's done or not, we just leave because they don't pay us anymore. The security clearance is done. So, but you know, we got basically most of everything done. So, another piece of this that's very interesting is that they were new to open source and new to Linux. Well, okay, so I knew that. And so I said, look, if we're going to get this done as fast as we need to get this done, we're going to go ahead and start and develop this on our site. Thank God we did that. Because the sysadmins were very busy, the hardware hadn't come in yet, and then I'll tell you some other stories about that. But what ended up happening was we developed most of the entire site off-site on our servers. We weren't physically on the site because I said, look, if I was just a student in college, I could go ahead and just as a school project, I could be looking at your site and recreating it to Drupal. This is not a security violation. There's no problems here, right? And it allowed us to be able to also, work weekends and nights and all that, and not have to actually just be there between 8:30 and 3:30, because that was the hours or 4:30. That was the hours we could actually physically be on site, non-holidays or non-furlough days. And so we got a lot more time in there than we could have otherwise. Now, once customers started actually putting content in, they were running on our site, they were getting a little bit nervous, but I stuck to my guns. And by the time we came over to go ahead and actually put it onto their servers, that was a big deal. There were some basic services that we're not sysadmins, okay? So there were some basic things that they just didn't install because they never did it before. And understandably, but it became our problem because we're the ones making going with Linux, and so on, and that took quite a while to get that over there. But by the time it got over there, it ran like a champ. And I don't know how they tuned it, but this thing just